The game's afoot. Hey, loyal listeners, it's time for the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rollins, and this week we're covering that master sleuth, Sherlock Holmes. If you're new to the gang, welcome. We offer up 30 questions every week for the discriminating trivia connoisseur. There are 3 rounds, each harder than the one before. If you need rules or a scorecard, you can find them all at dorkygeekynerdy.com. Let's get to the questions before time runs out, shall we? The Dorky Round. Number 1. Who created the character of Sherlock Holmes? Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Number 2. What is the title of Sherlock's first adventure in print? A Study in Scarlet. Number 3. What address does Holmes call home? (221B) Baker Street. Number 4. What is the name of Holmes's housekeeper and landlady? Mrs. Hudson. Number 5. What is Dr. Watson's first name? John. Number 6. In what novel does Holmes and Watson solve the mystery surrounding a spectral dog and its curse? The Hound of the Baskervilles. Number 7. Who, supposedly, killed off Holmes in 1891? Professor Moriarty. Number 8. What is the name of Sherlock's brother? Mycroft Holmes. Number 9. What musical instrument does Holmes often play? A violin. Number 10. Who played Sherlock Holmes in 15 movies from 1939 to 1946? Basil Rathbone. It's 16 movies if you count his cameo in The Great Mouse Detective. The Geeky Round. Number 1. In what year did Sherlock Holmes first appear in print? (1887). Number 2. In what magazine did Holmes first appear? The Strand Magazine. Number 3. What was the first Holmes story to appear in the Strand? A Scandal in Bohemia. Number 4. What is Holmes's self-described occupation? Consulting detective. Number 5. Irene Adler hails from what country? Adler is from America. Number 6. What is the name of Watson's first wife? Mary Morstan. His second wife is never named. Number 7. Inspector Lestrade first appeared in which story? A Study in Scarlet. Number 8. What 2 drugs does Holmes often make use of? Cocaine and morphine. Number 9. In the 7% solution, who attempts to cure Holmes of his addictions? Dr. Sigmund Freud. Number 10. What is the name of the 4th and final Sherlock Holmes novel written by Doyle? The Valley of Fear. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. What Edgar Allan Poe character is considered the prototype for many fictional detectives, including Holmes? C. Auguste Dupin. Number 2. How many of Doyle's stories feature an appearance by Irene Adler? Only 1. A Scandal in Bohemia. Number 3. In what country is Watson injured during his military service? Afghanistan. Number 4. According to Doyle, which Sherlock Holmes story is the best? The Speckled Band. Number 5. In how many Doyle-written Holmes stories does Inspector Lestrade appear? "13." Number 6. What occupation does Holmes take up after retirement? Beekeeping. Number 7. In The Disappearance of Lady Frances Carfax, where do they find Lady Frances? In a coffin, chloroformed but alive. Number 8. In what year did Arthur Conan Doyle die? (1930). Number 9. Who illustrated the original Holmes stories in the Strand? Sidney Paget. Number 10. There are statues of Holmes in what 2 UK cities? London and Edinburgh. the birthplace of Arthur Conan Doyle. And that's it for this week. I hope you had fun. I've been a long-time Holmes fan in all its many forms. If you haven't read the originals, I highly recommend them. They're still riveting after all this time. We'll be back next week for more trivia fun. Here's your clue to ponder until then. Other than all being women, what do Margaret Atwood, Ursula K. Le Guin, and Vonda N. McIntyre all have in common? Another hint, we did a similar episode to this back in June. I hope to see you then. In the meantime, be sure to follow the show on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all our goings-on. This has been episode 87 of the Dorky, Geeky, Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Rollins. The music has been by Jason Shaw at Audionautics.com. Thanks for listening, and always be on the lookout for clues, my friends.